Good morning. And I'm sorry I always look so rough, but you always guys catch me after my jog. And, nobody's even watching right now, which is perfectly fine with me. I am just starting on a road to, health and becoming a better nutrition fitness person. And so I wanted to start recording early just so that I could catch my journey if anybody ever wanted to know how it went. I actually own an irrigation company, and so I don't really expect this to become a full-time career for me until possibly retirement, and that could be years and years and years from now. Eventually, I want to become a breathwork instructor. I really do think I like the Soma style breathworking, and I'd like to become a yoga instructor, although I don't really want to instruct yoga, like do videos or anything. At this point in my life, at least. I feel like I just want to know how to do those things and just advise people like to go find different instructors. Oh, you would like this type of yoga, you would like that type of yoga. And honestly, I don't know if I'm ever going to need this to pay my bills. I might just look for retirement other ways. This is just kind of a self-tracking, self-journey thing that I'm doing. So anyway, so I'm back from my jog. I had a nice early start this morning. We've got a really busy week with work and everything, but I'm still trying to focus on staying with my fitness. It's been really, really hard because it's also like that week for me as a girly. If you know, you know. Uh, and so I have just been really tired. I have fallen trapped to like 3 different naps this week, and it has just been really, really hard to keep up energy. But I also like to keep focus on the fact that if I can keep up with my workout schedules during these times, it's like some of my most powerful moves when it comes to fitness. I end up being so much stronger, so much ahead the game. I'll get bloated, but then when the bloating goes away, all of a sudden that plateau disappears. So I'm looking forward to that and just focusing on my form. I've been focusing higher on chi running now that I've been more accustomed to jogging. I always jog with my knees low in the front, and that's helpful for your knees. But chi running is a little bit different. There's lots of videos on YouTube again for it. So since I'm not a chi running instructor, I'm not going to try to explain the whole thing. But essentially, when you're running, instead of like lifting your knees and running kind of like this, you kind of run like this with your feet kind of kicking behind you. And since your knees never really come up, there's not like a heel strike. You kind of keep your feet flat and they just kind of roll underneath you. You almost don't really bounce and you don't feel anything in your knees. It's a really great way to preserve your knees. Outside of other workouts and strength exercises that'll also help keep your knees strong. But I definitely have been working on that. When I first started doing it, I was having trouble with the kicking back because you're supposed to kind of do like little butt kickers in the back as hard as you can. And I'm just not really strong in that area. And so I've been doing kind of like standing butt kickers, or I'll be like walking up a hill and I'll take like a step and then I'll like kick, and I'll just be walking step, kick, step, kick, step, kick. And at the same time, making sure that my arms are doing the exact opposite, making sure that they have this other part where you're lifted out of your hips and pelvis with your upper body, and then you kind of put like a light tilt forward to the plane of the ground. So again, so if we're talking about a flat ground, you're going to be just slightly tilted, like kind of forward in your upper body, and kick, 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 running along. And if the hill goes up where it's slanted, you're actually supposed to kind of slant your tilt. So it's still tilted forward, but slanted back with the slope. And then again, if you're going forward and it's the other way, a little opposite, and you're actually supposed to lean forward with the hill. That can get kind of scary and super fast. I don't recommend doing that until you are really, really, really strong as a chi runner. But I have gotten to that point where I was actually chi running up, chi running down, chi running up before, and it's definitely worth the effort. It takes me forever because of my body issues and just me not being very good at cardio to build up to that. But I promise I've done it before. It was in my 30s and it was so much fun. I really, really enjoyed it, along with wash walking or sand walking. is another good way to keep your knees nice and balanced. It keeps those muscles, it's those auxiliary muscles that keep your knees in place nice and strong. So another little update, we're getting our coffee bar together and definitely want to have our little bakery station, and my flour showed up. Look at this tiny little bag of French flour. It is so cute. And so this is our brand. It's a Bagatelle, I think, is something at La Farine. I don't know how to speak French. T65 flour. This is going to make some really, really cool bread, hopefully, but it's going to be my very first loaf, so I'm a little silly like that when I do things. I've been watching videos all week. I really don't think I'm going to become like a sourdough instruction channel or anything. If anything, we're probably going to do breath work, some mantras, and, you know, just directional things like, oh, go try that, you know, type of things. But I do want to try this French flour out just because I love French sourdough the most, and I just wanted to see. After this, I'm probably going to switch to the Italian flour just because I can get higher bulk, and this is all just to test American gluten versus the European gluten. It's softer gluten in the actual wheat. And so it's not even, you know, the chemicals or the water or any of that stuff. It's an actual different type of wheat flour that comes out of Europe versus America. And the theory is that it's easier to process, it's easier for our bodies to digest. I'm going to give it a try out. We're still also staying away from the mostly anything other than organic chicken, and so I also got organic turkey meats for our deli meat and sandwiches this week, but we are still doing, until I can actually get my little bread station together, we aren't actually testing the different wheat flours yet. So right now we're currently doing regular American bread flour. We've got the Costco pack of croissants, and I already had one, but I am trying to stick to just one carb a day, and it's been more like two. I have like a waffle in the morning and then like something that night, but I'm still sticking out with my workouts and still trying to stay under a calorie deficit and keep with my protein goals. I've noticed that there's really not a whole lot of room for junk food if you try to get all the things that you need to have in a day. I end up being so full. Who would have room for junk food anyway, which is also kind of nice. And so, and also another thing I've noticed, I started doing my general daily mantras, like sort of when I don't need them. And I've noticed that I've just had fewer instances during the day where I did need them. You know, it was actually pretty much none. I had just a really, really low craving day, and that was a little unexpected. So I think that I'm going to continue doing the just general, you know, I align with my intentions kind of mantras that are, you know, what I believe is manifestation. You know, people talk about it like it's airy-fairy, oh, speak into the universe and the universe will give back to you. Honestly, I'm not trying to say that doesn't happen, but I am saying for me, what manifestation is to me is alignment of my own intentions and my own actions. And when my intentions and my actions align with my goals and my visions, my goals and my visions come to be. And it's actually just a really practical, common sense sort of thing. And so for me, like it's not something that people talk about when they're talking about spirits or energy or things like that. It's a cause and effect thing. It's your attitude becomes your aptitude, becomes your altitude, becomes, you know, all those great things. And on that note, may your altitude and your aptitude all become heightened. Cheers.